Welcome to another full guide. This time we're talking about stress and cortisol, which is literally your death. Literally the thing that will kill you slowly. On the last full guide and presentation that I had for you on controlling your lust in specific, a lot of you guys like that and found a lot of value in it. This one is going to be slightly shorter because it's simpler to prevent and counteract. Let me know in the comments how valuable this was on a scale of 1 to 10, and let me know in a couple of months from watching this if you've been able to incorporate some of these tactics and some of these pillars of information that I'm going to be showing you in this video. Anyways, with this in mind, hit the dislike button on this video, and towards the end of this video you'll see yourself that you're going to want to hit that like button. Anyways, with this in mind, I'm not going to yap anymore and I'm going to get into the meat of this presentation. So cortisol, what even is cortisol? It's produced in the inside of the adrenal glands. So if you see right now, it's right above your kidneys. So here it's like kind of in like a triangular shape, should I say, and this is the right and the left adrenal. Well, this is like from our point of view, it's the right side, the left one, but from your body it's like on the left side, right? So it kind of makes sense. So this is just basically the cortex and the medulla. It's basically in these two parts, but basically this is where cortisol, the stress hormone, is produced inside of your body, just so you know which part of your body is responsible for producing this this hormone. And so when you look at it deeper, it has a inverse relationship with testosterone. So if you look at it here, testosterone and cortisol, they have an inverse relation. So this is testosterone, this is cortisol, the purple one. When cortisol goes up, testosterone goes down. Literally like correlation in these two going up and down. These are like their own biggest enemies. So like cortisol is the biggest enemy to your testosterone. So this is why you don't want to have a lot of cortisol, a lot of stress inside of your body. But cortisol is one type of stress. There are two types of stressors, which we are going to talk about later on in this video. But here is just the first reason why you should even care, why you should even want your cortisol to go down. And also another thing is it shortens your lifespan. Even if you're a woman watching this and you think that I don't care about testosterone, it shortens your lifespan as a whole. There have been studies that people with high levels of cortisol in their body have had a shorter lifespan. So if you want to live longer, this is another reason for you to look into this. So now we get into the second type of stress hormone, which is adrenaline. Now, adrenaline is mostly created by your brain, but it increases testosterone. It's quite the inverse as cortisol, which decreases your testosterone. Adrenaline, as a matter of fact, increases your testosterone. And it's pretty much logical. Why? Why would your body produce testosterone when you have adrenaline in your body? Because adrenaline is in short bursts, right? You never have adrenaline for like an hour. You have adrenaline for like minutes. It lasts minutes. Cortisol lasts days. Cortisol lasts years. Lasts a lot of time depending on your lifestyle. Adrenaline increases your testosterone because it is in the fight or flight mode. It can literally save your life. You need adrenaline because when there's a directly dangerous situation, like in a fight, for example, your body says, okay, we need to protect ourselves. Let's produce more testosterone because testosterone makes you more dangerous. When something's running after you, like a dog. I had this one story where a dog was running after me when I was in middle school. I came home from school and the dog was running after me, bro. And it was a pretty big dog. Me with my backpack, I was like 13. I was a pretty fat ass, right? I was the fat kid in school. Bro, I never ran that long and that fast in my entire life. And that dog actually didn't catch me. It was from far away, but I saw it like running towards me, bro. I ran for my life. I didn't get tired, or at least my body got tired, but my mind didn't catch up with it. Testosterone literally adrenaline can literally make you not feel things to save your life. This is why adrenaline also has you in super physiological capabilities, right? When you have adrenaline spiked in your body. Super physiological is basically what's not possible physically, like normally. Whereas normally you couldn't lift 500 kilos like Eddie Hall over here, but with adrenaline spiked, he could. Now, I want to study the story behind this. Eddie Hall in an interview. This is the world's strongest man, lifting the world record for the first time, which was 500 kilos, and nobody has ever lifted that. The world record back then was like 450, something like that, which 50 kilos is a lot in terms of the world record. Anyways, he said that before this, he would only hit like 460, something like that, in his home gym or in the gym, whatever. He said that another 40 kilos for competition would be hard. Like, how would he do that? He was going to a therapist or psychiatrist, psychologist, I think psychologist, or whoever, who also was a hypnotist. So he knew how to hypnotize people, right? And he was telling him this story of a woman lifting a car off her child, right? Her child went in the middle of the road, got run over by a car, or I think it was a car accident maybe, or whatever. The kid ended up under a car or whatever, and she had to lift up the car. A woman lifted up a part of the car, like a side of the car, to save her child. How? Normally she wouldn't be able to do that. Adrenaline. And so Eddie Hall was really curious about this. And so this hypnotist taught him some sort of technique, how to hypnotize himself, how to believe that he's in that exact situation. Now, he did this for the show. He lifted up 500 kilos successfully. He had a bloody nose, right? And everything. Like, he went blind for like 10 to 15 seconds. His body was not used to this, and his body was, most of all, not ready for this. He did it only once in his entire lifetime. And it's because he truly believed that he was lifting 500 kilos off of his son. And so this is what adrenaline can have you do, which is absolutely crazy. So adrenaline can save your body, can save your life a lot of times, and it increases your testosterone. Now, obviously, there are levels to this. When you're sprinting, you don't have as much adrenaline as when in this situation, or when you're actually in that situation when you have to save somebody's life, right? That's why you don't have second thoughts. You're in complete tunnel vision whenever you're having an adrenaline spike. So then the main question is, how do we even decrease cortisol, right? Because this is what we want to do, right? We want to decrease our cortisol levels. So cortisol is the thing that's crashing your testosterone, that's limiting your testosterone potential. So first of all, what I want you to do is stop fucking jogging, all right? This is the stereotype, and even a lot of fitness influencers are telling you to go on jogs. This is complete bullshit, all right? Yes, you can lose fat with this. It's a form of cardio. There are so many better ways of cardio. So jogging increases your cortisol, first of all. I just want you to know this. When you're jogging for like 30 minutes, an hour, etc., it spikes your cortisol, which lowers your testosterone. When you sprint, for example, sprinting increases your testosterone. And you can just do like 10 sets of sprints for 30 to 45 seconds or whatever, or however long you can sprint for. And do like 10 sets of those. Even in the gym, you have those treadmills on where you can sprint. So do this. Or if you don't like this and you want to do some form of cardio, do walking. Walking doesn't increase your cortisol, or if it does, it's only a little bit, like 10% of what jogging will do for you. Or do the Stairmaster, for example, at a little slow pace. And just either take time with it, or if you're in a rush and you want to burn those calories, sprinting. These two ways. But for the love of God, stop doing the jogs, bro. It lowers your test like hell. Make your workouts shorter. This is not the advice that you'd want to hear, but it is what you need to hear. Because if you work out for 45 minutes or 30 minutes, and it's a hard workout, where you don't work out like a pussy, you work out to failure, you'll have a spike of adrenaline and some cortisol, but way shorter, way smaller than when you're working out for 2 hours in the gym. Some guys even 3. It spikes your cortisol. So that is most definitely not good. So make your workouts shorter and more intensive, and have more adrenaline than cortisol in your body. Because then if you're working out for 2 to 3 hours, bro, that's increasing your cortisol like hell, dude. Now, another way to do this is breathwork, meditation, and chakra. I've spoken about chakra in the last guide on lust, so you can watch that. That's sexual transmutation, but it has also a lot about the calmness and stillness in the mind. Breathwork. There's this one specific tactic that I've heard Dr. Andrew Huberman, this neuroscientist, speak about, which is breathe in until you literally can't anymore, and then have another extra breath in, and then you breathe out. So you breathe in till you can, you hold, and then you have a quick small inhale, just that little bit, and then you exhale. If you do like 3 of these, this will completely, okay, not completely, but this will lower your cortisol in your body by fucking maybe 60%. This will lower your cortisol in your body very much. This is so incredibly, how should I say this? So incredibly effective, and it's so short. Literally, you can do this in a minute. In like 40 seconds, you can do 3 of these breaths, and it will literally lower your cortisol by a lot. So do this, stop this video and do it. Meditation. Also, meditation before you go to sleep, it will help you sleep better because cortisol keeps you awake at night, by the way. And also another thing is just meditation will lower your cortisol because you're in a state of stillness. Your BPM will go down, so your heart rate will go down. Literally, you can feel your heart. If you place your hand in your heart, you'll see your BPM go down, or you can track it, whatever. When you're meditating, it will go very much down. If you're meditating for like 10 minutes a day, even, it will work. Also, the attention span benefits for your mind, cognitive benefits, etc. You don't need me to tell you why meditation is good for you. Supplement with vitamin C and D. So vitamin C directly decreases cortisol, and vitamin D also decreases cortisol. So these 2 vitamins, especially if you take a lot of vitamin D, like 10,000 to 20,000 IUs per day. 20,000, somebody says that it's toxic or it breeds toxicity. It's like very dangerous. I don't know about that. I have been taking like 15 to 20K a day. I'm fine, but for your own benefit and for your own safety, do like 10,000, right? Only with your, ask your doctor for whatever's sake. I am not giving you medical advice, but I would tell you to do like 5 to 10,000 IUs minimum. Again, if you're not like allergic to it or whatever, intolerant or whatever. Another supplement you can try is ashwagandha. Ashwagandha has a lot of hormonal, cognitive benefits. It makes you more calm, whatever. They say that ashwagandha increases testosterone, but the only reason why it increases your testosterone, and it's not because it directly increases your testosterone levels, it's because it decreases your cortisol, which then obviously will increase your testosterone. So it's because ashwagandha will decrease your cortisol. So that's the reason why people say that it increases your testosterone. So ashwagandha is a very useful supplement to take. I take ashwagandha myself, and I've seen a lot of benefits, to be honest. And yeah, with this in mind, this was the quick guide for you how to decrease cortisol, how to increase testosterone with adrenaline. And I hope that this was useful. You can implement some of these things in your day-to-day life. So I truly hope that this was something that you're gonna take seriously, because this can make your lifespan longer, increase your testosterone, which is the male elixir of life, as Ali Ibrahim would say, and it will improve your life so much if you just decrease your cortisol. So with this in mind, I hope that you found a lot of value in this, and I hope that you're going to implement a lot of this. Hit that like button because this was very useful for you, and comment down in the comment section out of 1 to 10 how useful this was for you. Anyways, with this in mind, catch you on the next one.